Generating an asymmetrical key pair is essential for most remote administration tasks, whether you want to work on a Raspberry Pi or on a large server cluster. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can generate a key pair using Windows and Linux. So let's start with our Windows machine. You can see that I'm currently in my user's home directory. On some machines, you will already find a subdirectory called .ssh. Let's try to navigate into it. Well, this directory has not been created yet. If that's the case for you as well, just go ahead and create a new subdirectory called .ssh. The dot in front of the directory name will make it a hidden directory, so it won't be displayed in the Explorer unless you activate the display of hidden files. Also, you don't have to put your files into the .ssh subdirectory, but I strongly recommend it. It makes controlling your keys and administrating them way easier. When you are in that directory, you can just call the ssh-keygen command. Run it, and you will be asked in which file you want to save it. Right now, I just want to use the standard file. Do I want a passphrase? Well, no, I don't want to type in a passphrase every time I use my key. Sometimes this can be reasonable for more, let's say, privacy-sensitive applications, but I'm going to pass on this one. Now you see we've got two new keys generated in this directory. One is the so-called private key, the other one is the public key. The private key is usually used to sign your messages or to encrypt your messages that you send to somebody. The public key can be used by the receiver to decipher your messages. Let's take a look into them. This is the private key. I'm showing you my private key now, but this is something you shouldn't do. The private key is your private key. Anybody that has that private key could basically forge your requests, letting them look like you made that request because they can be encrypted with your private key. I'm going to delete this key afterwards, and I'm never going to use it. So don't worry, you can't use my key right now. On the other hand, the public key, it's a little bit shorter here, and this can be used for a receiver of your messages to decipher your messages. So this is the key that you might want to give to somebody. Sometimes you will also have to store this key on a remote server. You can do that by just copying it there, using the SSH copy ID mechanism, or you can send it to somebody via email, for example. In order to put it into your clipboard, Windows has the nice mechanic of the clip.exe. Whenever I use this operator and clip.exe in the end, the output usually just goes right into my clipboard. All right, that's the mechanic on Windows. Let's go to Linux. So here I am now on my Linux machine. Here's an SSH directory already existent. What are we going to do here? Well, it's the same thing. ssh-keygen, and then run it. Do I want to store it in the same name? Well, I already have an ID file here, so I'm not going to create that at the moment. You see, I already have a couple of files here. I usually use different key pairs for different machines. So that if one of my private keys gets lost, stolen, or whatever, I don't necessarily have all of my connections compromised. Well, I hope this video helped you understanding how to generate your SSH keys. If you want to learn more, check out the description.